Hello and welcome to the Wednesday Word. I'm Brother DJ, and I'd like to welcome you back another week to the Wednesday Word, where our goal is to inspire, encourage, and enrich. I'd like to thank all of you first-time viewers for stopping by, and I also like to thank those of you that come week after week after week in support of the Wednesday Word. Hey, today I'd like to just talk about 3 ways to beat adversity, or difficulties, or misfortune, or misery, or distress, or trauma, or trouble. In our lives, we will come in contact with these things, even if you're a Christian. A lot of people think that once you become a Christian, you are averse or insulated from any of these situations and any of these problems. But we can see from reading the Word that these problems are problems that Christians do have. It was in the book of John, after Christ had talked to the disciples about him leaving, that they became discouraged. They became disconsolate. They thought about, well, if he's not here, what's going to happen to us? All of the healing that was taking place, the feeding that was taking place, all of the lectures, the talks, the quiet time that they spent. As they pondered him leaving, they began to become depressed as they thought about their futures. It was in John chapter 14 where Christ's response to his disciples was this: "Do not be troubled and do not be afraid." Today, I want to share with you the same words that Christ shared with his disciples. Do not be troubled and do not be afraid, because Christ, he knows not only how we are afflicted, but how we stand affected under our afflictions and how near they lie to our hearts. He is cognizant of all the trouble which people are in at any time and in danger of being overwhelmed. He knows our souls in adversity, and he gives us hope and direction in his words, "Let not your heart be troubled." In this, just 3 words stand out: troubled, heart, and yours. Troubled. When he said, "Let not your heart be troubled," he was saying, be not so troubled as to be put in a hurry or into confusion. Do not allow things to trouble you so much that they get you all built up into a tizzy. Secondly, heart, the cardia. He said, above all things, keep possession of your own heart. Keep possession of your own souls when you can keep possession of nothing else. Whatever you do, keep trouble away from your heart, and keep this with all due diligence. He says keep this with all due diligence because the spirit, your spirit, is what must sustain the infirmities. Therefore, we must always see to it that our hearts are not wounded. And finally, the word your. He said, you are my disciples, my followers, my redeemed, my chosen, my sanctified ones. Others, they may be overwhelmed with the sorrows of this present time, but not you. For you know better. As Christ's disciples, we should keep our minds quiet when everything around us is unquiet. You say, well, Brother DJ, how do I do this when I'm stressed? How do I do this when I'm depressed? How do I do this when I'm just infuriated with the things of life or the way that things are going in my life? It's very simple. What we need to understand is even when we are in what we consider the valley of the shadow of death, that in order for there to be a shadow, there must be some light. And our Bible tells us that Christ is the light of the world. So that even when we find ourselves in the valley of the shadow of death, remember, there's always light there, because Christ is the light that makes the shadow. That lets us know that we are not alone, that we are never alone, that He is with us always. And the remedy is to believe in God. I'll repeat that. The remedy is to believe in God. When you're in trouble, when you're in distress, when you're in infirmity, the remedy is to believe in God. We must believe in His perfections and believe in His providence. We must build with confidence upon the great acknowledged principles that we know, in order to be not troubled and to be not afraid. Because we know three things. We know that there is a God. We know that He's the most holy, most wise, and most powerful. And we know that He is the governor of the entire universe, and that He has the sovereign disposal of any and all events. And so, my brothers and my sisters, today I encourage you that as we keep our mind on Christ, if we keep our hearts guarded, if we stay in quiet places, and if we remember those three things, that there is a God, He is holy, wise, and all-powerful, and that He is the one that is in control of every event, we can rest assured that He will take care of our trouble. We can rest assured that we will not be afraid if we rest in Him. That's the Wednesday word for today. I'm Brother DJ, and remember this: I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So hey, let's be kind to one another. Bye-bye now.